Behind the closed doors of Victorian London, the exploitation of innocence.
It's a trade in children.
A lonely and tortuous crusade.
Wherever she is, I put her there. I'm culpable. It's my fault.
To find redemption and salvation.
God forgive you, miss.
Are we tending the sick or rescuing children?
Will you help me find her?
A feature-length Bramwell, Thursday at 8 on ITV.
I'm Deckard, Blade Runner.
A futuristic and stylish thriller starring Harrison Ford.
Get out of the way!
Rutger Hauer. Man against machine.
What do you mean I'm not helping?
I'd kill it.
The nightmare is only just beginning.
Wake up. Time to die.
Ridley Scott's Blade Runner, this Tuesday at 11:15 on ITV.
You're watching Tyne Tees Television, part of the ITV network.
From ITN, News at 10 with Trevor MacDonald.
Brawling England fans run amok again in Marseille. Shooting star Paul Scholes seals England's victory. NATO jets sound a Kosovo warning to Serbia. And doomsday at Dounreay, the nuclear plant's catalogue of errors. Good evening. England opened their World Cup campaign today with a 2-0 win over Tunisia. But victory was tarnished by even more drunken and violent behaviour by hundreds of England's fans. The trouble continued right into this evening. Tonight, the first of the English arrested in Marseille have appeared in court. 2, both Liverpool postmen, were jailed for 3 months. 4 others are remanded in custody until after the end of the World Cup. The Prime Minister said today the troublemakers were a complete disgrace to their country. With the latest from Marseille, here's ITN's Bill Neely.
They are leaving Marseille tonight, and many are leaving under police protection. These England fans were bussed out of the city. Their bus was later stoned. The end of a day in which football took second place. Minutes before kick-off, England fans next to Tunisians. No police, no segregation, but trouble. These the scenes just outside the ground as the two teams were warming up inside. Hundreds of rival fans attacking each other. There were injuries, there were arrests. For England and Tunisia, this the beginning of what is meant to be a festival of football. Minutes later, 1 mile away, thousands of ticketless fans. As the English group celebrate the team's first goal, Tunisians in the stand above them begin throwing bottles and stones. They tear the seats from the stand. Then the two groups begin a pitched battle. One side and then the other charging. The English urged on by a drummer. Riot police moved in with tear gas, driving English fans onto the beach and arresting mostly Tunisians. There were injuries on both sides. From early morning, the glass has been breaking in Marseille. 12 hours of rampaging violence begun by English fans but involving both sets, shattering England's reputation and the image of France '98.
Very ashamed for your young people.
As a 5 years overseas in England, I never see that. During the Blitz, yes, but not like that. The football is another war.
Old and young, French and English, stunned. The fighting has been vicious since the start. Local youths clashing with England fans. By nightfall, the battle's spreading over a square mile, with hundreds of riot police and dozens of arrests. 2 England fans were stabbed and seriously injured. In all, more than 30 people were hurt.
There's no point in trying to delude ourselves by saying it was inefficiency here or it was provocation there. Quite frankly, it was appalling.
English police in Marseille admitted today they have no idea who the ringleaders are. Tonight, the British flag was burned in Marseille. The police are now turning their batons and their gas on locals. The end of 3 nights and 2 days of almost continuous trouble. The England team have gone, most of the fans have gone, and Marseille tonight is left with the bitterest of memories of their visit. The next England game is in Toulouse in a week's time, and Toulouse is not looking forward to it. Bill Neely, News at 10, Marseille.
The Home Secretary Jack Straw told the Commons this afternoon that he'd formally apologised to France for the disgraceful behaviour of England fans. He said he was arranging for the matter of compensation for the damage done to be discussed urgently with the French Interior Minister. Our political correspondent Lauren Taylor reports.
Throughout the day, the government has found itself apologising for the actions of English hooligans. For Tony Blair, it was an embarrassing distraction from the European Union summit.
They're a complete disgrace to England and to the country, and I think the whole of the country will unite in condemning them. They've just got to put a stop to it. Now, we've done what we can. We've managed actually to stop some of the troublemakers going.
But despite some arrests before the World Cup began, hooliganism has not been avoided. Today, the Home Secretary condemned the behaviour and hinted that the government is prepared to compensate the French victims.
The whole country feels betrayed by the treacherous behaviour of this criminal element who so besmirch the name of English football and undermine our nation's reputation. Issues of compensation are primarily a matter for the countries in which disorder and crime occurs, but I can tell him that I'm arranging for this matter to be discussed urgently with the French Minister of the Interior.
At this football research centre, experts are not surprised by the events in Marseille. They say the problem of hooliganism may have reduced, but it's never gone away.
Although many people have painted the picture of Euro 96, for instance, as being a very peaceful tournament and a very successful tournament from a policing point of view, there were well over 1,000 arrests during that tournament. So it's always been there, it's certainly not gone away.
For many fans, the violence has soured their enjoyment of what has so far been the good atmosphere of the World Cup, and it's likely to prove difficult to repair the image of English football. The government has admitted that the violence will have severely damaged England's chance of hosting the World Cup in 2006. Lauren Taylor, News at 10, Central London.
It was Alan Shearer who got the first of the England goals against Tunisia. Paul Scholes in Paul Gascoigne's old position got the second. England could and maybe should have got more, as Glenn Hoddle acknowledged, but he said it had nevertheless been a fantastic performance. Our sports correspondent Graham Miller reports from France.
It was hard to ignore the fighting on the streets, but England took to the field determined to think only of football. Inside the stadium, from the national anthem to the final whistle, there was no trouble at all. At the game watched by the Duke of York. But as the nation settled back, Tunisia caused an early scare. England's defence was caught out and Swear should have scored. Glenn Hoddle's selection of Darren Anderton caused much debate, but he justified his place with a spirited performance. England found their feet and began to impress. Paul Scholes in the Paul Gascoigne role a constant threat. Teddy Sheringham was chosen to play from the start, ahead of the People's Choice Michael Owen. He was unlucky not to repay the coach's confidence with a memorable goal. England's breakthrough came just before half-time. Alan Shearer with a great header. The captain rising to the occasion for his first goal in a World Cup final. It was a moment to treasure, but the coach was already thinking of changes. England continued to dominate, and if Sheringham's pass had been a bit harder, Tony Adams might have added to his 4 England goals. Towards the end, Owen, the 18-year-old, was brought on for the experience and how the fans approved. And England rightly sealed the win with a second goal. Scholes